Oh, my sound levels are all fucked up. Oh, gotta fix that. Hey, what's happening? Welcome to the very professional. Did you know I have a channel on YouTube and I talk about hockey and stuff and act real sophisticated while I'm sitting in my living room? And Jack Malay over there, he's apparently in Afghanistan somewhere and he's killed a bunch of people. And
been
Jeff,
trying to get out.
Yeah, well, keep working on that. And then Jeff the Huffman. Well, he's obviously still lives with his parents, but that's okay because he's only 21 going to college, right?
Right.
Yeah, when you're 25, you expect to get goofed on. Just know it's coming.
I don't plan on being here till I'm 25.
I'm sure. I didn't plan on it either. I left when I was about 27, so you know. Let's keep it. Hey, Derek Stepan out. 4-6. Good news for the Rangers, of course. I took particular. I'm gonna get with you guys, but I took particular exception to this hit, especially with all this whining and fucking crying and Jesus Christ. You know what you look like, Jeff? Why don't you turn a fucking light on in there? You know, you ever watch those mafia documentaries and the guy walks in and he seems like in silhouette? That's Jeff the Huffman. Jeff Luzerano. Look at it. All right, I just straighten it. Okay, I fixed it. Still don't look like her. Little Estito laughs at you. Yeah, he's a mafia reference. Yeah, my dad's in the mob. I took particular exception to Stepan hit. Here's the thing. I think I have a reputation. Bang, bang plays. Stuff happens. You're allowed to finish your check. It doesn't matter if, I have a product. But it clearly, Beletsky goes up to line him up, and he makes the pass, and then he finishes the check. That's the way I saw it. There's been no suspension for this. Has there been, Malay? I haven't heard a thing, right?
Nope.
Nothing. No. And he was close to the boards.
Another way to say they're not going to suspend him.
Yeah, basically. He was close to the boards. That's supposed to be a big deal. I thought that was like the biggest deal in the whole world nowadays. And nothing. It's a clean hit. Rough play. Wasn't even a goddamn penalty. The only saving grace is that beautiful man McElrath beat the ever-living shit out of him. You can tell I took this seriously. I'll go to Jeff because, I can't see him, so I just want to know he's there.
Hey, Jeff, I got 2 lights on and it's dark outside. All
right, yeah. It's not gonna be dark outside. It's like
it's a real.
It's 1 in the afternoon over there. What are you talking about?
It's a cloudy, foggy day.
It's dark at like 3 o'clock now.
Horrible. Yeah. All right, what'd you think of the hit?
I thought it was a little late.
Yeah, it's a little late, but was it suspendable? That's, I think, the trick.
Well, his name his name isn't Sidney Crosby, so yeah, I don't think Beletsky's going to get suspended for it.
No, I think we'd have heard something by now.
Maybe that ass beating he got will be enough.
Yeah, I doubt it. Only good thinking. Only good thinking. Jack, where are you in this hit? Tell me.
I thought it was dirty, but I'm not surprised that they didn't suspend him. I mean, the Nito Niederreiter hit on Ole Matza a couple weeks ago, they didn't suspend him for that. It was like 0.5 seconds as well. And I don't know, man. I feel like I'm not blaming. Anytime I can take a shot at the analytics community, I'm going to do it. And I think this may be like, I'm not blaming them, but it's getting to the point in hockey now where they're taking a lot of that gray area stuff. Because I remember like in the 90s and stuff, the rules were a little bit more vague. There was a little bit of room for interpretation, and plays like that may have been suspendable or considered dirty or penalty. And now it's like, nope, it wasn't 0.8 seconds. It was 0.7 or whatever it is. That's the rule. Deal with it.
I don't know, but see, I didn't get that feeling. No. See, I think I've been consistent on this, and I know everybody. Because he's a Ranger. I think I've been pretty consistent. Where was I in the Niederreiter thing, Jeff? Do you remember? I forget how I felt about that. I already forgot.
I thought you remember saying that Niederreiter, like it didn't look intentional, but he skated away, showing almost no remorse. I think that's what you said.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that. See, I think Jack's 100%. You bring up an excellent point. There gets to it does have something to do with the analytics community, but if anybody has actually played the game. It's judgment call based on the referee. And, in an era where we're, in my opinion, overdoing the concussion thing, trying to, candy coat it, encouraging guys to dive because of the moral panic that we see in hockey, so to speak. I do think, but I really got the feeling Beletsky was frustrated with himself because he didn't move in faster, and then he finished a check. And not only that, he pushed him towards the boards. I really think in this particular instance, this particular one, that that Bolesky was just frustrated with himself, and he decided to do that. I mean, am I off, Jack?
No, I saw that replay. I must have watched it 30 times once I saw what your the headline of your show. And Bolesky didn't initiate any type of a checking motion until after Stepan released the puck. So this wasn't a case of finishing your check or anything like that.
Didn't look it.
And plus, there was no reason to finish your check. I mean, the guy was 10 feet from the boards.
Yeah,
That's not where you finish your checks at.
You're not taking him out of the play.
Jeff, how
Right.
much do you think what this has to do with the? I know you made a crack, but do you believe that when you say it? If he's a bigger star, he's sitting out. In all seriousness, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean any sport's going to do what they can to protect their star players.
I don't know how that protects their star players by actually having a double standard, but I do think you're right. I do think you're right. What's going on in the chat, everybody? Let's say hello, little Stedo. Nicholas Bumclada. I know I fucking butchered that shit. He says, I think that's the guy. That's one of your fans that I don't know for a fact that yelled at me because I don't plug you enough.
Oh, well, better listen then.
Yeah. They said that you can hit 7 seconds after the pass. Wait, 7 seconds?
I think it was
Yeah,
0.7.
no.
0.7.
Forgot a
Okay,
period.
that's what he means, 0.7. All right.
I was always taught like 3 strides.
Yeah.
That's how I looked at it.
3 strides. That's what I was told. It just depended on the ref. And sometimes
That's
it
the
depends
way.
on the
That's
ref's
the way I
move.
played too.
I think the guy should have got a game. Because I watched that Dubinsky thing, and I know when I saw that, I was like, well, that could be suspendable. It's definitely a penalty. It could have been a 5-minute major. What was the penalty called on Crosby?
Well, they called it on
Cross-check.
Dubinsky, but it
Dubinsky,
was
excuse me.
cross-check. Yeah,
It was a cross. Was it 2 minutes or 5?
it was just 2.
I think you make an argument that was 5. But the suspension was just like any other guy. I mean, I got the feeling because it was because it was debatable, and they all said, well, it's debatable, but we want to protect our stars. So they gave him a game. And then our friend John Tortorello.
And then you get a good soundbite from Tortorella.
Decent. That was
I
average.
think that's like the major problem what people get frustrated with is just the consistency because they say they want to protect their stars.
Yeah.
And then you have a guy like Derek Stepan with a couple broken ribs.
He's a
and
star.
The guy doesn't get a suspension. They
Yeah.
say they don't want the players policing the game. They want the NHL player safety and the rules to handle that. Well, then frickin' do it. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
I will say this, and I'll say this. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Since Shanahan's been gone, it's better and more consistent. This is the first major inconsistency I've seen since the post-Shanahan era, which was completely insane. Brendan Shanahan, as great a hockey player as was, and as good a general manager I think he was. I think the jury's out on him too. I think he made some interesting moves over in Toronto. He would have been the worst referee of all time. He would have made Tim Peel. I don't even want to go with Tim Peel because that's Wyshynski's enemy. I don't even know if Tim Peel's that bad. Who was the worst referee of all time? I'll tell you right now, it's Kerry Fraser because he's more concerned about his hair.
I knew you were going to say that.
No, because I just don't like his hair. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
His hair still looks good. Who's the worst referee of all time, in your opinion?
Yeah,
Anybody
I'd
with a
probably
French
go Kerry
last
Fraser,
name.
too.
That's anybody with a French last name. I don't know if Tim Peel's the worst of all time. He's blowing some calls, but I mean, shit, they all blow some calls. PC Gamer on my H1Z1 team. He's out there. David S. Let's go Devils. I said that. I actually said that. Rick Badboy and Sir Ron, formerly known as MRH Gaming Junkie. Hey, y'all. The Ruski, when his father, every year he's just angry and pissed off at Christmas. That was a pretty good story. And Pittsburgh Boy. What's good? What's happening, Pittsburgh Boy? See that
Pittsburgh
sissy?
boy.
You got Dubinsky a day off. Good for you. I can't stand Pittsburgh. Happy birthday, Karn Johnson out in New Zealand. How the hell old are you? I want to see how old Karn Johnson is. How old is Karn Johnson? I want to check that out. I think that's important. We gotta pay attention to our fans. And
Absolutely.
no, he didn't. Yeah, we gotta pay attention to. I have no idea. You're out of luck, Karn. Happy 17th birthday. I don't know.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah, Karn Johnson, Swedish descent in New Zealand. The only hockey fan within about 7,000 miles. one's funny. And he hates Australians. What else we got? Carey Price out 6 weeks. Mike Connon playing the Winter Classic. A little disappointing considering the Boston Bruins are playing the Boston Bruins are playing the Habs, which is real exciting. Mr. Millay, any thoughts on that?
Canadians, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. I'm not worried about them at all.
It just kind of sucks, though, from my perspective. That's the one game that's the most important game to me every year.
Yeah, I heard on the radio today, too, that Carey Price hurt himself by stepping on a puck during warm-ups or something.
That shit can happen.
Like it had nothing to do with the game.
That's funny. Sort of. Remember that fucking year Brian Leach was out? I think it was 92. Brian Leach is out, and he got hurt right away.
Who was that last year? Was it Steve Mason that hurt himself falling into the bench?
Yeah, it could. I think that could have been
so,
it.
Yeah.
Then Brian Leach got drunk one year and he fell in the middle of Manhattan. Fucking Rangers didn't make the playoffs because of it. Because nobody could make that fucking pass out of their own zone besides Brian Leach. Boy, defensemen sucked in the 90s. They're horrible. Horrible.
You think so?
Yeah,
I think that was like the era of great defensemen.
No, I don't think so. I think these guys are 10 times better. They're more skilled. They're more well-rounded.
Why Gretzky was able to score
bigger
and put up a point in 51 straight.
Yeah, because there are a bunch of goons back there. They could knock you down, that's for sure. But they didn't like it. You got to be a total package now. You got to be at least. I mean, think about this. One of the best defensemen in the game. I think we can all agree with this is McDonough. I think he's up there. But he can do a hell of a lot more than just be a defensive defenseman. He can skate. He's technically sound. He can create some offense. I think you all got to be that way. When I was a kid, we had Jeff Bukaboom. He didn't do nothing but knock people over.
Yeah.
Not that he was a bad defense. It's just different now. It's just yeah. The position is more defined. There's more demand. When I was a kid, you can go run people and you could be a spectacular defenseman. But it's just not like that anymore. So I think it's harder. And I think more so than the dead puck era, and more so it's really the position that's changed the most is the defenseman. You got to be a little more well-rounded. You know,
there's this guy out in Los Angeles named Drew Doughty. He's pretty good.
Yeah,
he's pretty good at all aspects.
You know, it's another thing. Doughty can stop playing offense and just shut you down. Right, so it used to be when I was a kid, you were either Phil Housley or Jeff Bukaboom. You know,
I mean, I know it's a small sample size, but I keep bringing up Colton Parayko here in St. Louis. I mean, he's
every time I see that kid, he shines. Like a star. Is he going to make the All-Star team? Let's all put a vote, because the vote's coming up on January 1st. I'm voting for Colton Parayko.
I don't see how he can. I mean,
I think you're right.
How many defensemen? How many defensemen does each division get? Was it 6?
Yeah, something like that. I know how he can't. He's not from Latvia, and his name isn't Sam Muskikin songs. That's how he can't.
Oh, that's true.
I'm going to fucking stuff the ballot again, those cheating Russians. Do you realize that I still get shit from the video? He goes, Latvia's not in Russia. It has nothing to do with Vladimir Putin. And because I said that Putin stuffed the ballots for him as a reference, because I was kind of making fun of myself, being an ignorant American, not being able to find Latvia on a map. But I can, because I live in Europe. And that's the only reaing I can find it on a map, because I actually moved.
Joke's on you.
Yeah, joke's on you, motherfucker. I'm smart. Old Borrego. Did you have Jeff? You had a rumor. I want to hear it.
Yeah, I just saw this on Twitter when I was in class and we weren't doing anything.
Which is probably most of the time, but go ahead.
Sounds all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Jets apparently made an offer to the Islanders for Harmonic by putting up Bufflin, and apparently obviously the Isles said no to that rumor.
Why do they want to get Why do the Jets such a have a hard on to get rid of Bufflin? Any ideas, Jack?
I have not. Well, it's a contract issue, I think. You got Jacob Trouba and Tyler Myers that are going to need big contracts soon. So someone's got to be the odd man out, I think.
That's just it. Can the Jets make the? You know, has anybody asked this? Can they make the playoffs without him?
What, without Bufflin?
Yeah, I mean, seriously, about Dustin Bufflin.
They didn't do anything. All they did in this offseason was lose for a leak. I mean, that's really all that happened with that team. They didn't bring in anybody. They didn't really lose anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just subtracting more from what they have.
Yeah.
I think before Pavlik got hurt, I would say yes, but now I'm not 100% sure. Hutchinson hasn't looked exactly solid since he's jumped in.
No. He had a big injury last year, too, if I remember correctly. Is that right?
Who, Bufflin?
No, Hutchinson. I keep thinking Hutchinson got a big injury.
So, yeah.
Yeah, they had goalie issues. Well, they have a similar situation.
Pavlik gets sniped on by Barrett Jackman from center ice.
They have a problem
issue.
because I hate the double goalie thing. Speaking of, Toronto Maple Leafs have a goaltending problem. James Reimer is playing better than Bernier. Reimer is slated to be unrestricted free agent. I think it's one of the biggest problems with the Maple Leafs the last 3-4 years.
You know why this doesn't? You know why this
pick a
doesn't
fucking
matter?
goalie.
Because they're last in the league.
They suck. God, they suck. I enjoy them sucking, but then on fucking it's like a yin and yang to the hockey universe. Calgary sucks, and I wanted them to win. That's what made Ryan Lampert upset. But now they got a new fucking analytics.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Well, now it's the Devils. The Devils are analytics genius now.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because they're winning. How much you want to bet every time a team surprises you? Boston too. Yeah. Must be analytics.
Until they all get analytics, and then someone still
evens
sucks.
itself out.
You know?
And then they find out when you have a scary motherfucker like what was that guy Schultz and the Flyers. It scares the ever living shit out of you. It doesn't matter how well you can add.
Holy shit! I didn't realize Arizona was 8th in the league.
Fuck that. Arizona's an exciting team to watch. I
Double
highly
Ds.
recommend. They're an exciting team to watch.
Yeah, they are.
Max
Double
Domi's
Ds.
going to be a superstar. I'm not sure about DeClaire because I think there's something in his past, like he murdered 7 people. No, I didn't say that. I heard that. But because I can't figure out, he must have murdered somebody because I can't figure out a good reason. The Rangers got rid of him. He made the goddamn team. He wasn't even supposed to make the goddamn team, and all of a sudden, he wins a goddamn gold medal. He says, "I'm coming back to New York, a goddamn champion, to the minors with you." And then, by the trade deadline,
Bye.
I got
Hello, Keith Yandel.
Keith Yandel. Let me find out that he's like a raging madman. DeClaire looks like a nice kid. But we find out he's a man.
What happened to your Rangers, man? All of a sudden they started dropping a couple games in a row now.
Too many afternoon games.
Yeah,
That's
it.
Yeah, I'm sticking to it, Malay. I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
I think so. I don't know. Not enough analytics.
Yeah. I checked the standings this time last year, and the Rangers at Thanksgiving weren't even in the playoffs last year, and they ended up winning the President's Trophy. So
Yeah,
it's a long season.
I had them getting eliminated in the second round because their face-off problem. I got to go check their stats. They have a face-off problem. You motherfucker, you made fun of me because of that stuff. That bit them in the ass. But as it turned out, the Capitals took too much of a piece of their ass to take up Tampa because I don't think Tampa's as good. I don't think the Triplets are as good as we thought they were. The Bears are what we thought they were. We let them off the hook. That's BS, Tommy. That's BS. What did I say? What's he talking about, you think? That's Ciron.
I don't know. That's a pretty vague statement there. That could mean a lot of things.
Yeah, could be on. You fucking listen to this channel. You don't think I'm full of shit? Jesus. You coming here for news? It's YouTube. You dope.
Whatever mate 33 came in just to tell me I look like a woman. Not sure what that's all
Malay,
about.
you're fucking beautiful.
But a woman?
No. Why would you look like
I'd be
a
an
woman?
ugly woman.
Who whatever mate said you look like a woman? Jack
Yeah.
Malay is the most manly.
He said a hot woman. I don't know if that makes it better.
Jack Malay's like manly.
Manly, yeah, manly man.
Yeah, he's as manly as they get. What are you talking about?
I drink straight whiskey and I lift weights. That's what
Really?
what men do.
What about do you
Yeah.
lift weights like Jeff over here?
Yeah, well,
Do you look
I
like
lift
Jeff?
I lift the pink weights. At
Take
the
off
gym.
your
They're
shirt.
the real light
You
ones.
with the pink weights. Take off your shirt and stand next to Huffman. You want to do
Yeah,
that?
Give me about 8 weeks to really work out, then I will.
Sauron said the afternoon games. That's bullshit. Well, if I say you're right, does that mean the Caps are great? I already fucking put the Caps over. Like that wrestler that nobody likes. I put him over. What's his name, Jeff?
Wrestler that nobody likes.
Yeah, the one that's real popular. Like the WWE's.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I put the Capitals over all the time. Yes, they had 2 afternoon games. They look sluggish, and Boston's not as bad as we thought they were. In fact, you called me yesterday, sir, and I told you the same goddamn thing, and I'm right. I'm sticking to it. I don't defend the Rangers often. I'm usually down on them. I don't really have a problem with the way they're playing. I mean, fucking 9 of their last 13. I'll take it. You know,
Did you think Lundqvist embellished a little bit on that Brad Marchand penalty?
No, I think it caught. Here's the thing on the Brad Marchand thing.
Guard.
I just think it was an accidental play. I don't think Marchand went in there, and I don't think Lundqvist embellished. I don't think.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. All I know is I'm glad Brad Marchand isn't my son. Because I'd be very ashamed of him. No, the whole thing's ridiculous. I do like the fact that the it's funny you mention that. I saw something about a Twitter war with. I got to click on this.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah. Let's go over this freaking shit live. Brendan Gallagher rages. Let's read this as we go. Which is never a good idea because I have to practice reading offline. This is from Greg Windbag in New York City. I wish he lived back in D.C. so he's closer to Saran, the Russian kid that speaks French. The defenseman had played 598 games from 1982 to 1986. Oh, Jim Kite, yeah. Starting with the Jets. Oh, shut up. Let's get into this. All right, let's get to Kite's tweet. They got in a fight. Glenn Gallagher, Brad Marchand, and players of their ilk are the reason I don't watch NHL games anymore. # no honor. # no accountability. I don't know if Brad, you didn't. There was no Essatekanins when you played, Jim Kite.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, no Dale Hunters. No.
Oh God, he was a psychopath. Dale Hunter, no honor. It is, but here's the thing: I do know what he's talking about, and I do know what he's getting at, and I sort of agree with him. But it's not Gallagher and Marchand; it's Crosby. So don't watch. Brendan Gallagher fires back. Please, Mr. Kite, tell us more about all the honor you played with. And then he sends him back a link where he sucker punches somebody. Ah! Ah! I know exactly. I would have done the same thing. I would have been like, YouTube, Kite. That's what I would have done. Good move, Brendan. You're a true Irishman. If you're Irish.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that great? Oh, that's beautiful. It's a good show, guys. I'm going to pat myself on the back, take all the credit. Not let you guys in on it. All right, let's cover a few more things. Yoni, oh, Jesus. Where's the Finnish news flash when I need him? Yoni Pitkinen. He's making a comeback in the Finnish league, and I didn't bother writing down that team because if I can't pronounce his name, I'm certainly not going to be able to pronounce the team he's playing for. If you remember, Yoni was kind of the catalyst to get the delayed offsides or hybrid icing, excuse me. The hybrid icing thing going. Another guy I could think of could have benefited from is Pat Peak, the half Korean player. I was not much of an advocate of this because of hybrid icing. Because I like the idea of hustling him, but I'm not a psychopath. Well, I am, but I'm going to pretend not to be. I don't think that guys should be getting hurt. Based on some kind of macho bullshit, and that's what was happening. And Yoni Pickett, and I'm really happy that he's coming back. I hope things work out for him. But he was kind of the catalyst to get the rule changed. I remember Harrison Mooney having a big fit about that. That's when I called him Harrison Blew Me, and then he was on the show a year later. But I wish the best to him. Hybrid icing, Jack Malay. How do you feel?
Just go to no touch. Just make it simple for me.
No,
if
you ever watch these European games? You'll want to friggin' pick your eyes out with an ice pick.
I can't remember the last time I actually saw a guy beat out an icing call. 99% of the time, it essentially is no-touch icing. So for me, I would just make it simple. It's hard to explain to people.
It slows it down, though. It's just something about it psychologically. Huffman, where are you in the hybrid?
I actually thought when I first heard about it that I would absolutely despise it. Like I thought I'd be punching babies over it.
Yes.
But no.
I actually punched 3 babies till I saw it, and then I was like, this kind of works.
I mean, obviously, I like to see it go back to the way it was, where they actually have to go back and touch it. But
in principle, yes, the game's too fast. I agree with that, and
it's not that big of a deal.
It's not worth Yoni Pitkinen, Finnish Minikin. It's not worth his career. And I don't think it really screws up the game. I think it took a year for the linesmen to kind of get used to it. And I think
they should just get rid of icing completely. I mean, with these days, with the goalies, how they can handle the puck, you get rid of the trapezoid, you don't even need icing because you essentially got a third defenseman back there.
Listen to you, guy that doesn't like 3-on-3 hocky.
Hey, let's. If you're gonna go crazy, let's get crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's give him chainsaws like in Mutant League Hockey. You know. I thought you were a traditionalist, Malay. That's why I had you on. Last week you're on.
Well, yeah.
All-star
it's nice
voting.
meeting everybody.
All-star voting. I don't plug you enough. Well, how's this? You're not on anymore. All-star voting opens up. Who are you voting for? We're going for, who's the kid from St. Louis, Jeff?
Colton Parayko.
Yeah.
And we know Tarasenko's going to make it.
I demand you all vote for him. And Lundqvist. Nah, he's in anyway. You have to vote for Lundqvist. He's in. McDavid, he's unable to play his first game in Toronto, but he says he's ahead of schedule in rehab. Big surprise. He's like all of 18 years old. He's got like Wolverine recovery. So we hope Connor gets back because he was starting to get fun to watch. And in Jack Millay news, next year will be the Kings' 50th freaking anniversary. I had no idea they were in the league. They're still the new team to me. They're the team that changed their jerseys when they got Gretzky. 50 years. I didn't think they were that much older than me. They're a full 10 years older than me.
Yeah, they were the next 6, along with the St. Louis Blues.
Yep.
Really? See,
Blues made it to the Cup. First 3 years in existence. Didn't win a game. And the most people remember from those 3 years, the Bobby Orr goal.
Yep, Bobby Orr. Celebrating in the air. One of the greatest pictures. That is one of the greatest sports pictures of all time. But I'm not going to go on and on about it.
Yeah, it is.
Because I'm not fucking 50 years old. I'm not going to go on and on about it. That's why. I'm so sick of people talking about the same old shit over and over again. As sick as you are as watching Mark Messier jump around for the New York Rangers when he won the Cup like he never won it before, I'm sick of talking about Bobby Orr. Well, at least that picture. I could talk about Bobby Orr all day. I like the fact that he embarrassed Greg Wyshynski in front of his friends. That's my favorite part of Bobby Orr. What do you think? This is a joke interview? You think this is a joke interview? I don't do joke interviews. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Orr. I was like, no, I'm not a joke. And then Wyshynski said that he put his hand on Orr's shoulder and he did the get the fuck off me shoulder move.
That's awesome.
I would have paid season tickets not to go to see the Rangers to watch that. If I could have just saw that once. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the Crease of Tommy C, brought to you by the Real Talk, I'm a broadcaster, Metaphor Messiah. New album, Black Mozart, December 17, 2005. Look for the record release party on the Dead on Dave channel. Dead on Dave Productions will have the Real Talk Metaphor Messiah. I don't know the date. And I think a week or two later, because I am an egomaniac, I'm going to have him on, and we're going to have the Real Talk Shot from the Point party. But I don't want to really step on Dave's toes, so I'm going to probably space it out a little bit. And I've been promised live bong hits. That's what I want to do. I can't do bong hits. I can't do bong hits on TV because I got divorced. And I don't want to go to family court and look at myself going, Real Talk about Poor Messiah, December 17th. Please check it out. Bandcamp. Get in touch with them. Real Talk. The greatest rapper that ever lived. I don't know. It's like, I put you over, Real.
Fair enough.
No, I love his stuff. Favorite song, Wild Wild West. And because I listened to, I'd say 70% of the album. So it's really good. Last night in the National Hockey League. Yeah. What the fuck? Oh, there it is. All right. You really want professional, go listen to that Hockey Buzzcast. I was listening to it before. They're way better than me. But they do everything on Google Hangouts, so it sounds like shit. Next year, God, I'm off. Campbell B, I can't do this. I can't fucking do this. I don't know why. Why can't I do this? He was like, you should have went to school. What, so can I get kicked out in broadcasting school? I would get kicked right the hell out because I'm stupid. All right, Campbell beats Peter Mazzarek to give the Panthers. Probably got the Mazzarek wrong. Panthers 2-1 OT victory over the Red Wings. Another one. Cats own the Wings as bad as they suck. And that was the only game in the NHL tonight. Last night. Tonight in the National Hockey League, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Colorado Avalanche, they go up against the New York Islanders in Brooklyn. Carolina Hurricanes, they're in New York to meet up with the very cold Rangers. It's their fault. It's not the fact that they had like fucking 5 games in a row in the afternoon. They'll turn it around with Carolina. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. The Edmonton Oilers, they take on the Toronto Maple Leafs, who suck.
Both suck.
Yeah.
Bottom teams.
I don't know. I think the Oilers have less excuse than Toronto, especially the ticket prices they're paying up there. And the late night game, 10 p.m., the Knuckleheads take on the Mighty Ponks. That ought to be exciting. Are they turning it around over there? I'm not paying attention to them. I'm not paying attention to them.
What, in Anaheim?
Yeah.
Not really.
I'm paying attention to them. Like,
no,
I'm
they're
not,
still 26 in the league. They still can't score. They still can't score for shit.
I can't believe that coach still has his job.
They can't beat the Blackhawks to save their lives.
Yeah. Who was the guy on the guy that just canned in Columbus? What was his name, Jack?
What are you talking about?
The guy that just canned for Tortorella. What was his name?
Oh, the Todd Richards?
Is that was his name? Bruce
Yeah.
Boudreaux laughs at Todd's Richards
Yeah.
because they both should be out of work.
Right. Tamu was right.
Tamu was right, and that's coming from you. Your mom hated Tamu, right?
Nah, she didn't hate him. She just felt like something was off about him. I don't know.
Well, he's Finnish. It's not his fault. You know. What are you gonna do? You're Finnish. Be like, get out of my queen!